Home is where connections are made, memories are formed, and ideas are born. And no one knows home better than NFM. Thanks for tuning in to I Am Home, the podcast that goes deeper than trends and dives into what it means to make your house a home.
Hello and welcome to I Am Home, the Home Life Best Life podcast. I'm Tyler Weiskup, joined by my co-host, 200 episodes in, countless memories, and somehow she still puts up with us. It's Becca Sudbeck.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Becca. And our other co-host, who in 200 episodes has at least 2,000 spicy takes. It's Hilary Waltman.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi, Hilary. If you hadn't guessed it already, today is our 200th episode. Let's congratulate ourselves. Come on.
Sorry, Scott.
Sorry to Scott. And we've brought in Janet Lura. She's been with us for so many episodes celebrating. She was our very, very first guest on the podcast. We're so excited to bring her back. She is our senior patio buyer. Again, you were 100th, you were at our 150th, and now you're here for our 200th.
Yay,
so
thanks for having me.
Of course, we're so excited that you're here. But before we jump into the podcast proper, which I'm excited to get into, we've got we'll have some laughs, we'll reminisce, we'll talk about some nice things that people said to us. But before we do that, let me tell you why we're even doing this podcast. And that's because NFM is more than just your everything home store. We're in the business of improving lifestyles because your home life should be your best life. And you can learn more at nfm.com. It's a new website.
Yeah. I Am Home Con. We are hosting our own.
Oh, we have a con now.
Yeah.
The NFM con. NFM.com, of course. Okay. So again, we've got the way this is going to work. It's similar to our 100th episode with minus the bird in the studio, outside the studio. I know. It's too cold for the bird. They flew south for the winter. This is a callback to the 3 people that listened to the 100th episode. But right now we've got a little memory lane quiz that I want to put us through. And then we've got some nice things that people wrote about us that we'll read back and get all the warm fuzzies from all those folks. So before we do that, though, Janet, I want to ask you a couple questions. Sure. You've been on the show 5 times. Today is your 6th time.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I know, it's awesome. You were first show on the March 11th of 2020. We talked to you just about the evolution of patio design. Then your second was April 3rd, where we had Rodney on. That was that same year. And then we had a little bit of a Janet drought. Those was kind of the dark times for the podcast.
Yeah, for me too.
It was 2023 when we had
Yeah.
you on for the 100th episode. You were on for the 150th, and then we had you on another time with Chad Ward, which was really, really fun. So I'm curious, again, today being your 6th episode, do you have like a specific podcast memory or one of the favorite episodes that you've been a part of, or how you would reflect on these many times that you've been with us?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before. The first episode, I don't know why. Hilary had me convinced that it was just like a practice run through. You weren't going to use it.
Yep.
It was just chill. I'm like, okay, I can do this. So breezed right through, no problem. And then found out you were using it, and then shook for about an hour and a half and freaked out. But
Afterwards,
yeah, exactly. So I think that was the best because I was just, just no worries.
was casual.
Yeah, just very casual. But
Straight from Vegas market, right?
yeah, it was
That's
fresh
right.
off a market, and that's
Yeah.
always nice,
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know.
5 years ago, though.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
It goes
that's
so
nuts.
fast. It's insane how fast it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the older you get, the faster it goes. It's an
Mhm.
old person thing to say, but it's true. So true.
I wonder if you can describe the podcast experience, just like sum it up for us, being a part of the show so many times. Like you're probably one of the most frequent guests at this point.
Oh, shoot.
Do you have like a specific word that you would like attribute to the podcast?
Fun. I would say fun.
Aw.
Yeah, definitely fun. I would get really nervous like the first couple of times I did it.
Yeah.
And the more I've done it, I'm like, this is just fun. It really just is a conversation, and it just, I don't know, fun, love. Like I
Mhm.
love you guys so much, and I've known you all so long.
Mhm.
So
It's true.
it's
True
just
story.
it's just like a
No.
love fest, fun fest.
It is.
It's way more than one word, Tyler. You can't put me to one word.
I know.
I
I'm
can't.
gonna try to. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah,
put you
that
all.
for me, I can't do that.
I want to ask the same question to Hilary and Becca. Do you have like a single word to kind of sum up like your experience on the podcast? Tough question. I know. Again, it's
getting it down to one word is.
if you want to use a couple words,
Okay, I was gonna say
I will let
one
you
word.
have
It's
two.
definitely not
Okay,
happening.
one to two. Now this is I doubled the quota, so like
Mhm.
that's pretty good.
Hmm.
I wish I had more time to workshop these, but I like growth and evolution is coming to mind.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
we started in my old
Mhm.
office with some pretty introductory equipment.
Hmm.
We were just trying to figure it out. We kind of went into it with no real experience.
Mhm.
And here we are in like this beautiful studio. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram and TikTok. And like through all that, I've gotten so much more comfortable speaking. This is like a different type of public speaking, but it's like helped me so much in like my personal and professional life, I think, as well too. Like we started out very buttoned up, very polished, very
Just went downhill from there.
yes.
Just
Yeah.
let go.
Yeah. And like the more like silly goofy we've gotten, I think the better our episodes have gotten too.
Me too. I love that.
I'd agree with that. But I mean, I think look, for me, it's been super fun, right? Because I took a step back from working full time here. So I've really loved just still getting to see all of you guys on a regular basis. So that's been really fun for me. And I think we've had a lot of really fun guests too.
Amazing guests.
So
Yeah.
I feel like, and there's been so many episodes that like I personally have also learned stuff from. So I think it's been a great experience for me.
Yeah, at the very least, I think we've all like grown from the experiences for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, you guys. Oh, I'm already getting warm fuzzies.
little plump.
Look
I
at
mean,
that.
are you
Oh,
going to share
that.
yours?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I echo both of what you are saying. I think if I had to nail it in one word, it would be hijinks. I think having fun with friends is kind of the vibe of the podcast. We talked about like you're sitting around your kitchen table or your living room having conversations with people and learning about what makes them tick, what makes their professional and their personal life tick, and how that connects to home. And we all have that connection to home. So I think that that's a really fun thing to get to explore with so many different kinds of people.
Yeah, well said.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so last question for you, Janet. Which of us is your favorite host?
Oh my gosh, that's so.
And why is it
mean.
me?
Oh, favorite host. I love you all for different reasons. Is that a good answer? Can I
That's
do that?
definitely PC.
It's so
Okay.
PC, right?
All right.
I've known
Accepted.
Becca the longest.
True
So
story.
there's that. Hilary and I have traveled the most together and
Yes.
have had so much fun doing that.
Yep.
And Tyler, I've seen you like grow. Like I worked with you when you started over at Bees.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like so proud of all of you. It makes my heart smile.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I didn't answer the question.
You're copping out. It's okay.
That's okay.
I understand.
Preserve our
I'm in
feelings.
person. This is hard.
One of the things that we did when we reached out to like all of our past guests to give kind of the nice things, we asked them two questions. First was, what's the most surprising thing about being on the podcast? Like what surprised you about just being a guest on our podcast? Mostly because I'm surprised that we made it to 200 episodes.
You're right.
So I was curious. And the second question that I asked was, who was your favorite podcast host? So we're going to reveal
Oh, okay.
the answer may surprise you or not surprise you.
Okay.
Of who the favorite host is. I thought it was going to be fun, but as I put the script together, it became less and less fun of a question. But I think in either case, we'll put it down.
That's
so
funny.
I'm going to jump in with the very first nice thing that somebody said about us, though. Just kind of kick that off. We had this note from Renee Quevedo.
Aw.
Renee helped
Renee.
us as a producer. She's now on our e-commerce team. She used to be over here on the brand team with us, but Renee said something very nice, and I wanted to I feel like it was a good way to kind of like mood set for us. So Renee said, I was always amazed at how conversational things started to feel once the episode got rolling. You really do forget that there's a giant mic in front of you sometimes, but I think that is mostly a testament to how truly welcoming all the hosts are. And that's what she thought was most surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she said for favorite host, don't make me choose. She put it on. So she copped out as well. She said Tyler for easy mic attitude, Hilary for her creative take, and Becca for her deep knowledge of industry and expert level advice and on running a tight little ship at home.
Yeah, for real.
So, okay, I really appreciated that. I thought that was nice. Good way for us to kind of start out the warm fuzzies and jump into our quiz, which is my first question. We ready for a quiz?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Hillary,
keeping
you're going
score.
to keep score.
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to take like who you're going to answer who like gets the question right, and then who the favorite host is from each of the people?
Oh.
Right now,
Oh,
it's a three-way tie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We've
Oh.
all gotten
Yeah.
we've all gotten
You
votes.
have to guess on that?
We don't have to guess.
Oh, okay.
But that's something that we'll look back at, and then we'll just say like why we hate that later on.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay.
Unless it starts to go not in my favor, then we're not playing anymore.
Yeah. Done.
And that's fair because you're scorekeeper. That's-
Right.
Yeah.
You win.
My,
That's what
my
happens.
rules.
Okay, so the first question, I think I might stump you all with this. It's very simple though. We had a lot of fun with our 100th episode. Janet was with us. But who was our guest for our 101st episode?
I can't think about anything other than that macaw.
I know.
Oh,
It
that-
doesn't
was
matter
that
after
King
that,
Day?
right?
Yeah.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
clearly.
This is one of the most popular episodes that we've done. And we try to do them every single year, but we weren't able last year
I
to
have an
have
idea.
one. Okay, Becca.
Ted Weschler.
Ted Weschler was in the first batch of 100.
Todd.
Oh.
Todd Combs.
I knew it was one of those. Couldn't remember the order.
Yes, Becca, you got it. Todd Combs, Berkshire Hathaway's investment manager and the CEO of Geico, was our 101st episode. We talked about how he reached out to Charlie Munger for a meeting. The guy actually took him up on it. So that's kind of how he got in the door. And talked about a few other things as well. Talked about starting investing, being like he's a super networker. Like he has like this like crazy electronic file system that he works
His
with his team.
spreadsheet.
Yeah, the
I
spreadsheet of
remember
like
the
kind of track all this
spreadsheet.
information.
Yeah.
Which I thought was crazy. And I wish he would share the spreadsheet so I
Right.
could steal all of his ideas. But we also talked to him about being the CEO of Geico. And my second question for us is related to that. What is Todd's favorite Geico commercial?
One
Was
with a
it
gecko.
The caveman?
I was going to say caveman too.
Gecko, caveman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are the guesses. I'm going to give you a clue. He is also a copper outer and said multiple things. So,
Oh, rude.
so do you want to list more? I'll give you additional points if you get it, or you can stick with your answers. It's a very strategic game that I just
No
am making up sort of
kidding.
on the spot here.
I'm struggling to remember.
Yeah, the
More-
caveman and the gecko is what's in my
Yeah.
brain.
I'm going to give
Or the-
somebody 3 points if they can guess the first thing that he said. Very popular. What are we? Wednesday? It's a Wednesday theme.
Oh,
Oh,
hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah,
I think Janet
I
gets
said it
the
Janet
first.
points.
got
Totally
that
said
one.
it first.
Janet gets the points. That's 3 points. But you,
Oh my
Becca and Hilary, I'll give you both points as well because I think you had mentioned other episodes. He other commercials. He talked about the caveman, and the pig with the pinwheel.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I do that a lot on
Yeah.
text.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
a good bit.
a lot.
It's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah,
Might
I
have
feel
to-
like it represents
Yeah.
the feeling of just sheer
Yeah.
joy.
total
Might have to work
joy.
that into the rotation.
Just of your text?
The
Yeah.
the pig
I'll
and the
text you.
pinwheel.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Anytime.
yeah.
Yeah. Just happy to be talking to you.
Okay, so those are our first two questions. Scores so far. It looks like we've got
Janet.
Janet out in front with 3.
Yeah.
Becca's got 2. Hillary, you have 1.
I have
So you've
1.
got some ground to make up.
Work to do.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, you kind of gave me the answer, but that's okay.
No,
I'll take the 3
no,
points.
no. It's hey, you worked hard at
Thank
it. I think you
thank
deserve it.
Ugh.
Okay. I want to read a couple nice things that people said.
Who was his favorite host?
Yeah.
I wasn't able to get Todd. I never had his contact information. So we do have a nice thing though from one of our favorites, Jennifer Lutz. She said, "Hard to believe that you've already reached 200 episodes. Congratulations and cheers to many more." For a surprising thing, she said it was so much fun. I wish I was an expert in more things so that I could join again.
Aw.
For favorite host, Jennifer said Hilary.
Oh,
Someone who
She
took a
went for
stand.
it. She
Yeah,
went
she just
for
went
it.
for it.
I like
And
it.
since Ann and I do most of the scheduling, I'm not so sure that she's gonna make it on another
okay.
episode.
Point for
Cross
me.
her off the list.
But Jen, we had her on several times to talk about pet influencing,
Mhm.
among other things, if you recall. She was really fun.
Yeah, Zero
Yeah.
the cat.
Yep.
is a
Yeah.
celebrity.
Yeah,
I
she gave
have-
us stickers.
I have quite the collection of stickers. She got like a cricketer sticker maker, and so
maker.
she makes them herself now,
Yeah.
and I get a little special delivery
Oh, I love it.
every so often.
Yeah.
They're quite funny.
Yeah. She's a very enormous cat.
Mhm.
And like the other one's pretty big too, but like one that's like super big
Yeah.
and like is the social star.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. It's just we don't have call for pet influencing every
Sure.
few weeks.
Yeah.
Although I think we probably do. I think
Yeah,
especially
maybe if we could
we
bring
need a
one
little bit of a
in.
break.
Oh, I bring
Ooh.
Yoshi and a
Mhm.
heartbeat.
Oh, maybe we can make an exception.
Did I
Okay,
hear you got a dog?
I did get a dog.
What?
this is
Becca.
a new development
know.
in Becca's life
He's kind
since
of
the
being a
200.
pain right now.
That's what
Oh,
they do
no.
in the snow and the
He's
cold.
been
They get
eating everyone's roast beef sandwiches.
Oh.
so specific.
Just really on my last nerve at the
Oh
moment.
my gosh.
You know,
But they're so
he's
tasty.
really cute. Like,
Yeah,
right? I mean, who doesn't love a nice
Can't-
roast
I would
beef
eat
Can't-
sandwich?
can't blame 'em.
Absolutely.
Teddy.
Is that his name? Stop. I love it.
I have another nice thing that somebody said about us, just to keep the warm fuzzies train going. This is Bethany Bratches. We've had her on several times to talk design and was it specifically design gallery kind of
Mhm.
topics? Yeah. I think she was on maybe solo or with a couple people.
Yeah, I think once with
Yeah.
Elena.
Yeah.
And we did we she showed us more photos, I think, of
Mhm.
other
Yeah, we
projects.
definitely
not-
had her on a couple
yeah,
times.
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Was one of them a bathroom? Or a
I don't
kitchen?
we did those, but I don't think that was I think that was the kitchen and bath designers
Mhm.
that did those.
I remember. they
Yeah.
definitely showed
Hmm.
a couple photos.
I have our long list of episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wow.
Here. Yep, Bethany, I've got her on here several times. Yep. So
Hmm.
Bethany Branches, your home 2.0, sheer shutters, windows, and more.
yes.
treatments.
Your home
Yes.
2.0 wallpaper as a canvas
Yeah.
for
Yes.
creativity.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, great episodes. Had a lot of fun with her.
Mhm.
But she said, "Congrats, you guys do a great job." For surprising thing, Bethany said, "How comfortable I felt." So kudos
That's a good
to
one,
us.
too.
Made her feel
Wow.
comfortable. And for favorite host, Bethany said, "How can you ask such a thing?"
See?
So she copped out too.
Well, who's your favorite guest?
I
Yeah.
I think
Tyler's getting red.
it's to you because you're here.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, Tyler.
But then when you're away, I will probably say someone else's name. No, of course it's you. It's got to be Janet. Come
From
on.
the- you've been here from the very beginning.
Yes.
You got in on the ground floor.
Oh,
Yes.
keep going.
Okay, let's jump back into the quiz. Number 3. One of our new regular episodes each month are some of my favorites and are the same for our social followers too. Hillary educating us about trends.
Mm.
So how many trends episodes have we done over the course of the last 100 episodes?
Ooh.
Guesses.
I mean, that's cheating. You should know.
I'll give the points to whoever is closest.
I kind of took a gander. I think 6.
Oh,
Good guess. Good
That's
guess.
what I was gonna guess, but I'm gonna go. Let's go 7.
I was gonna go 8. Swear.
Ding,
Swear.
ding, ding, Janet.
Oh,
Yes, we had 8
Wow.
Trends episodes. Again, they're really fun. I'm not going to ruin my second question of this follow up here because I'm going to list them off here in a second. But probably my favorite was the Halloween Trends
Mm.
episode
Oh, yeah,
that
that
we
one was
did.
fun.
And so my question is connected to that. What are the 3 emerging trends? This is our 4th question that Hilary taught us about in that episode. A point if you get all of them. A point if
No, I don't
3
even-
points if you get
I
all
don't
of them.
remember them.
Hilary.
I know.
Well, didn't you say it was going more towards like a fall,
It was
not
like a spooky one.
specific?
There was a
I
spooky
can't remember
one.
what it's called exactly.
Yeah.
There was a spooky one.
Okay. All right. Spooky one. That
Yeah.
is that is kind of. I'll give you a point if this is
Something
the only thing that we get.
Horrors, something horrors.
Something horrors. Okay. That's not quite there, but
Haunted horrors. I don't know.
okay.
there
I'm gonna give
names?
you
I don't
some. If
remember
you can,
that.
I think you guys are in the ballpark with
I like
the
yeah. Remember
with
what
the-
they had
with
in
one of the
mind that they were
trends.
calling them?
The
So,
bloody
so much.
hand.
I think you're gonna get a point
Yeah.
for being in the ballpark.
Like,
Okay.
I want you to at least describe if you can't get the names right, at least describe for me the kind of the theme of the trends.
I can do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, go for it.
You
Helen.
go for
There
it.
was the spooky one. I think was like. I wish I had a better way to say this, but there was like some blood in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm. It was very
but then, like,
creepy.
It was-
I'm gonna
yes.
give it to us because you guys aren't gonna get it. Slow burn.
Slow burn. Yes,
Was
kind of
what that one was called.
fiery. Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
And there was one that was like a little bit more celestial.
Yep.
Yep.
like a purpley. I feel like there's a lot of purples in
more
that one.
neon colors.
Guesses on what the name is before I'll give you a point if you get it. Hilary right now is gonna get this point. Otherwise,
Just give it to her.
Yeah.
okay, it's Stardust.
Stardust. Yes.
Okay, so we got 2 of the 3.
And the other one was a little bit more like appropriate for like general fall.
Oh, that's what I
Yeah.
remember.
Okay.
Like plaid fabrics and I think it had like a little bit more jewel tones in it also,
Okay.
like dried florals.
I think
Am
you
I
might be blending that a little
with the
bit
fall
with our
trends?
fall because we had
That's
a
what I did
Halloween
too.
specific and then we had like
Yes.
a fall generic. This one, unless you want to go for broke, try to
Bail me out.
bail you out. It was called Nostalgic Haunt.
Yes.
It was your classic and very vintage inspired.
Yes. Like the
option.
old portraits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it was our favorite in the podcast
Yeah.
booth.
Yes.
the other day. Yeah. Okay, so I think Hilary, that's 2 points
Yep.
for you. Some of the other episode that you did, we have a lighting trends one
Mhm.
coming up here. We've got our exploring tomorrow's trends with Pinterest predicts. We had transforming your walls. We had cozy crafts with a warm harvest vibe. I think that may be what you were
Yes.
talking about. We talked about the hottest Halloween trends. We had coquette to coastal granddaughter dorm decor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dorm
for
trend.
2024. That was a good one too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We had trends heating up and cooling down, dopamine decor.
Yep.
Hilary, out of all those, did you have a favorite?
I've had after the like wall treatment ideas, I've
Mhm.
had the most conversations like come out
Okay.
of that.
Yeah.
Like I reshared a little clip and I had people sending me photos of like the color drenching that they were
Yeah.
doing in
Mhm.
their own home. So I like that one because it felt like resonant with more people.
Yeah, because being popular is very important to you. That makes sense.
No, making it attainable for their own home.
Okay, of course.
Embracing
Of course.
color.
Of
You
course, it was a good
stinker.
episode. I love that one. For fresh ways to transform your walls. And there's a lot
Yes.
of fun stuff that came out of that episode.
Yes.
Okay, I got a few more nice things that people said about us. This one is from Vicky Pospisil. She said, "Congratulations to the trio who are both funny and practical. 200 is a major milestone. It's almost like recording every business day for a year, kind of. Go team."
Oh, she's so
I can see her
sweet.
saying something like that.
Yeah.
For a surprising thing, she said how at ease the team made me feel. She was nervous, but they were great. Almost like we were old friends.
Yeah.
And for favorite host, Vicky said Hilary.
Oh, Hilary's taking it.
So that's why Vicky isn't on the podcast. No, Vicky is great. She's our mindfulness expert, and
Yeah.
she came in to just like really like zen us out. And I think she's overdue. Honestly, I think I need some more,
Especially right now.
some zen. Yes,
And she's just that way all the time.
I know.
Mhm.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And just like sounds like she like could very well be in the midst of like some chaos at home, but
Because her family life, there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of stressors there, but
Yeah.
she's able to manage very well and
Mhm.
help us kind
Yeah.
of pick up some tips for
Yeah.
how to do that too.
yeah, adore her.
Mm-hmm. Vicky's great. I had another one from Russell Weaver. He's our resident electronics nerd and now has kind of moved off to other things, but still just knows all
Still
the
an
electronics
electronics
things. But Russell said, thank you to you all for making me believe that this was something you have done full-time professionally. The level of care and expertise you put into this is incredible. And then for a surprising thing, Russell said how smooth the whole process was. The host, the production, the process was amazing, and how easy it is to move from subject to subject. And for favorite host, Russell said, "Nope, you're not going to get me today."
Smart play. Smart play.
Yes, he copped out. It's fine. That is the smart play. Okay.
Responses are so funny
Yeah.
though.
We had another one from Jeff Douglas. He said, "Congrats. Reaching 200 episodes is an incredible milestone. Dedication to creativity and passion. You've made each episode a joy for our subscribers. Thank you for sharing your stories and insights. Here's to many more years of continued success." For a surprising thing, Jeff said that people I know listened to me on it and let me know and commented about things they learned from it.
That's
And-
cool.
Yeah, because we had him on to talk about
With
digital
photography,
sports
right? Yeah.
photography. It's specifically like he takes a lot of photos
Yep.
for his kids' sports,
Yep.
which is really cool. And I think there's a lot of parents who try to do that similarly, but
Yeah.
Jeff is super into it,
Uh-huh.
super
Very
good at it.
yeah.
And there's a lot of lessons that he was able to kind of impart on people. So
But just kind of like picked it up and has now become like the school's like unofficial team photographer.
unofficial, but
yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more official
Yeah.
than unofficial. But
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, a hobby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's part of like what the goal for the podcast is for you to
Mhm.
kind of figure out what is your thing and how can you like practice it at home, because he
Mhm.
takes these photos and turns around and like puts them through the editing process and sends them off to the kids and has kind of his whole setup and system in place and gets it done in like an evening.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But it's something that he enjoys, and
Mhm.
I think that that's part of, again, what we're trying to do is help
Yeah.
you figure out how to make your home life your best life.
Mhm.
Didn't he
Jeff
say
is
he
doing
had like one photo of him through his entire like
Yeah.
high school
Yeah.
sports
Oh, yeah.
career?
That
He did
motivated
say
him.
that. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
So he's helping a lot of people out.
I love
Yeah, 100%. And for favorite host, Jeff said, Tyler.
Oh, you paid him.
I gave him a little
Wow.
something.
Oh.
We had to keep it interesting. Goodness gracious, Hillary's running away with this.
With the 2 votes. People that fell for it.
Okay, let's move
Oh.
on to another question. This is number 5. One of the things that we really leaned into for these last 100 episodes was kind of making NFM like using the knowledge center of all the people here
Mhm.
that just like know things, whether it's design, whether it's electronics we've talked about. We also had mindfulness. We have somebody who's an ultra runner. We have people that like just run the gambit of whole
Mhm.
sorts of different talents that are able to be useful for our listeners. So my question for the group, out of the last 100 episodes, how many NFM guest expert episodes did we do? These are people that are NFM. They're not our influencers or partners or vendors.
Oh gosh.
Out of the last 100?
Mhm.
Like episodes?
Number of episodes out of the last 100. Point for the closest.
62.
Good guess. 62.
I'm going to say 23.
Oh, shoot.
23.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
I mean, I'm
I'm
at
gonna
18.
say I'm gonna go 70.
70. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Janet, you are the closest. The answer was 58 episodes. Your guess was 62.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's,
That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
that just tells you how many like knowledge people that we have that are able to kind of like bring their expertise to the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's, and you know, like what you get when you walk into our store is
Yep.
those people that know what they're talking about, whether it's, you know, sitting in the most comfortable sofa ever or helping you kind of outfit your home with brand new audio equipment. Like we've got something for everybody.
Or patio furniture.
Or
Or-
patio
Yeah.
furniture.
Patio
Just
furniture.
saying.
More importantly, patio furniture.
Yeah.
So we had some a few examples here. We had charcuterie with Mara. We had a
Yes.
Ghost Hunters episode where we had well, actually that doesn't count for the
Yeah.
for that, but that wasn't in my list. I promise.
I
It
missed
wasn't.
that one.
Yes,
You-
you were not
oh.
with us.
You did miss that one.
Yeah,
I'm
It
sad.
was quite interesting.
we had real life Ghost Hunters on. Do you remember
Oh,
this episode,
no,
Janet?
I don't
Okay,
remember that.
you have to go listen
I'm
to
gonna
this
go
one.
find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We also had a expert talking to us about hosting Halloween parties, Megan Tomlinson. We had Sound Solutions. We talked about Eric Policio and Cliff Tullis. Parents Guide to Youth Sports. We talked about Jeff already. Ivy Hofstetter talking about appliances. We already talked about Bethany. Chelsea Hepner was with her on those episodes.
Yep.
We talked to Nora about 37B. Jen Lutz, we talked to her about poison plants and making sure that you don't get your influencer cat drugged up on eucalyptus. So a lot of good stuff.
Just catnip.
Just catnip. That's the only
Yeah.
appropriate jug for your cats. But let's read some nice things. Megan Finnell said, "What an amazing accomplishment. Congrats on 200. For a surprising thing, she said that the microphones are much bigger than she expected."
That's fair. That is so fair.
And for
That's
favorite
funny.
host, Megan said Hilary.
Oh,
So you have that. I wish I could dwell on it, but we're crawling up on time, so let's keep rolling.
Okay.
Paul Kosis said, this is one of the ghost hunters
Mhm.
that we had on. Paul Kosis said, "You all were impressively professional, and I appreciate you all for having us on. It was really fun." He said the most surprising thing was that you had done less than 200 episodes. He thought that we were so good that we just
Wow.
had to have
Yeah.
done
Oh,
thousands or more.
yeah.
hmm Oh, he mentioned 2,000 episodes. That's where he thinks
Oh.
our
Oh,
talent
love
level
that.
Heck yeah. I agree.
The other thing that he mentioned is that Marcia did not see any spirits inside the studio while we were recording.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Okay.
good.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Is that good
Or
is that bad?
did she?
Dun, dun, dun.
Mhm. So now I have to follow up with him because I'm a little freaked out. He said that his favorite host was he split the difference. He said, "Tyler, you were extremely competent, smooth, and professional, but I must also say that I did enjoy a few of Becca's reactions to some of her stories."
Okay. Point
So
for
I
both
think
of
that-
you.
yeah.
Like, I'm hearing about ghosts so much.
It was so fun. I thought
It was
great.
fun, but
It was scary. It was a little scary.
cannot
That's some spooky
believe.
stories.
no,
Okay,
I do
okay,
believe. That's
totally
why
believe.
I'm extra don't like
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Got it. Yep. yep.
She's like, I want to be blissfully unaware.
Don't tell me these things.
Okay. Eric Policio said, "Huge congratulations to you and your team. Setting this up and continue to make each episode exciting and different is not easy." Eric, obviously, we had on to talk about audio. I think we mentioned that
Mhm.
in kind of the run up to this. For a surprising thing, Eric said, "I was nervous about being on camera, but the vibe in the room made it so easy to open up and be myself."
Nice.
And for
I love
favorite
that.
host, Eric said, Tyler.
Oh, we're tied now.
Did he spell Hillary wrong? Is that what-
Yeah. Some of the same letters. Mixed them up.
Okay. Cliff was on during the episode too, and he wrote us a nice note. He said, "Congratulations to the whole crew in front of and behind the boards, in front of the mic and behind the board." So shout
The
out
guy
to
who
our
knows.
producers.
Yes.
All of you do a wonderful job at creating something fun, informative, and innovative for our company and our industry. For a surprising thing, Cliff said, "Tyler's chugga chugga is a lot of times before he chews."
Oh, okay.
You didn't listen to this
I
episode, Jared?
apparently
You
not.
gotta
I
go
know,
back.
I'm failing.
No.
I
You gotta go
know.
back.
I'm
There was
going back.
chugga. He asked us how many chugga chuggas that you
Oh
do
my
before you chew. And
Okay.
apparently, I do a lot.
You do a lot of
I do a lot of
Yeah.
chuggas.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
For favorite host,
That's great.
Cliff said Eric Policio.
Oh, okay.
So that was another successful
So
dive.
right
You're
in
getting put
for
over there.
Eric.
All right.
Yeah.
Last note before we move on to questions. Ivy Hofstetter said, "Congratulations on 200 episodes. I love the dynamics of Tyler, Hilary, and Becca hosting together. It's really something that I truly enjoy. Great tips and advice that pour out of every podcast." For a surprising thing, Ivy said, "How quickly the time flies. It
Mm-hmm.
is such fun and enjoyable. It's such a fun, enjoyable experience that it's like you're having conversation with some of your good friends. And before you know it, the podcast is wrapping up. I think the authenticity really shines through. It's a joy to be a part of the conversation and to connect with Tyler, Hilary, and Becca."
Oh,
That's so nice.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice until she said her favorite host was Hilary.
woohoo!
Yes. Crushing it.
Yeah, she really pivoted hard there. I really enjoy all of you, but mostly.
There's some history there.
Oh,
She
okay.
may be a little biased.
I see. Well, Becca, I think we need to gang up and try to like figure out how we can get some extra points here.
I'm okay with it.
Can we, like,
Hillary's my favorite too. Sorry, Tyler.
No offense, Tyler.
That's 5 votes.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, this is not looking good for the Tyler team. All right, we got to keep it rolling. I have question number 6 for us. We also have the ability to talk to vendors for our podcast. These people have deep insights about the industry and obviously their products. Greg from Temper Sealy was a recent one that we had on. We've had Stacy from Stacy Garcia and many others. One of our vendor guests was a rep for 2 brands. So the question is, who's the rep and what are the brands?
Steve Co.
Ah, see,
yep.
yes. Bissell
Weber?
and Weber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Janet's getting 3 points because she mentioned the brands already. So
Okay.
you guys need to jump in faster. But Hilary, you get the point for Steve Co. I heard you too, Becca. I think.
Said Weber. I was
Okay.
They were
Then
really
you get-
fast with Steve Co.
Then you
but-
get 1 point.
One for each of us.
Yes. Okay. And Steve wrote so we had him on. We talked Weber grills. We also we were talking like grilling myths specifically.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of nice, interesting things
Mhm.
to say that we all learned about flipping our meat, some other things. And then he's like the stain master for his house.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
the assigned duty.
Yep.
So for Bissell, he talked about like how you can basically conquer any
Mhm.
stain. He seemed very confident.
Yeah.
So if you have a problem and you can't get your stain out,
Call Steve.
The
Mhm.
water-based versus oil-based, like that's locked in.
that's in your head.
I've used that.
That makes sense
Yeah.
because you kind of want your house to be clean.
I
and
do
The rest
want
of us
my house to
apparently
be
don't.
clean. Yes.
I'm like, man.
I do spill a lot. That's probably the real takeaway there. The stain queen. Because I stain things.
Oh,
Well, your parties are fun, it seems,
Mhm.
from outside because you don't invite us, but it's okay. It's all right.
someday, Tyler.
We're having the party here.
Someday.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve Co wrote us a nice note. He said, "Thanks for the opportunity. It was a memorable experience. For a surprising thing, he said that how comfortable and engaging the conversation felt. He was a little nervous in the beginning. I don't know if you remember the very first episode he did. Yeah, he was really nervous, but he quickly became relaxed, calmed
Mhm.
down, flowed naturally, did a great job. Questions, like he just loved the flow. He felt like everything was great. For host, he said 3-way tie. You all add your own little twist on things and play off each other so well."
Well, we each get a point there
Yeah. Yep.
if it's a 3-way tie.
Yeah. Yep. That's how that works. Dang it. Okay. Another nice thing, Peyton Yamber said, so proud of the fun content you all put on. These are entertaining to listen to and excited for 200 more. For surprising thing, oh, Becca's side. She's like 200 more.
That's 5 more years down the road. We'll see.
We'll see.
Imagine how big our studio will be then.
Oh yeah, it's gonna double for sure. For surprising thing, Peyton said the angle I was recorded from was my bad side.
Oh,
Aw.
I agree with that. I agree with
Aw,
that. I
sad.
concur.
This
I wish
is
I
your
could
angles?
switch. I want to sit like this.
Frankly, I don't even know if this is my good side. I don't know why I sit over here. This is out of
Let's
habit.
swap real
Yeah,
quick.
because
Okay.
it's like assigned seats. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
started like this. You
Yeah.
gotta keep
Now
going
we're
with it.
stuck. Now we're stuck.
Mhm.
For favorite host, Peyton said, Hilary. Okay.
Well, the people have spoken. Oh my god.
Okay, I have another note from Nora Gomez. She said, Tyler, Becca, and Hillary, congratulations on reaching the milestone of 200 episodes. I remember when the idea came about and the studio came to life. Love the I Am Home podcast. Thank you for making it great. For a surprising thing, Nora said Tyler's shirt choices. Like, okay.
Yes.
No bananas this time.
I
No,
didn't
go
Agree with
bananas.
that,
Just
yeah.
dots.
These are
Arms out though on this
Yeah.
blustery
I know.
day, huh?
abstract dots. You know, I am a little hot in this hat. Can you tell?
He's not used to having anything on the
Anything
top
on
of
the
his
top.
head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I was running late and I jogged in and I was wearing all of my layers and then I started sweating. So we have to park across the way. Can't park in front of the door.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm old now and I just need to get to the gym. There's a whole lot of problems
So
that we're
many
dealing with.
things. Yeah.
We don't have time to go into
The
it.
seasonal depression will lift in no time. 30 more days.
I pray.
For a favorite host, Nora said, the trio is awesome. I love them all so much.
No.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Mhm. It's really the only right answer is to say all of us or me. So I don't really. So good job to Nora. Let's move on to question 7. We have interviewed many influencers, partners. 10 of them have been, depending on how you slice and dice it, sports people. Let's see, where am I at? So we had pros, we've had some college players, we've had some amateur people from football to basketball, golf, cheerleading. We had an ultra runner on.
Mhm.
We already talked about e-gaming. Was another of the athletes.
Mhm.
Equestrian.
Equestrian, of
Mhm.
course. We've had local sports heroes like Jordy Ball, the softball champ
Mhm.
here now at UNL, a Super Bowl champion, Brian Cook from the Kansas City Chiefs, Kelsey Wetterberg, who's the premier cheerleader,
Mhm.
Cowboys
Yep.
cheerleader, and a Netflix star. But do you remember which of our athletes thinks that Santa can do his job better?
Harrison.
Harrison, yes. Harrison, do you remember who he plays for?
Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings. Yes, Harrison Phillips. We had him on relatively recently. I think the episode, I have it here on my
It was right around
list.
Christmas, right?
Yeah, it was right
Mhm.
around Christmas.
Or
Yep.
maybe-
Episode 183. Yeah, we had him
Mhm.
on to talk about his gift guide that he
Yep.
made for
Mhm.
Yep.
entertaining. And he was very entertaining.
He was.
And
was
very
fun.
game with
Yeah.
our silly Santa
Yeah.
themed questions.
was
So that
fun.
was a really fun one. I got a couple more related to sports here questions. Number 8. Did you write your
Oh.
point down? You nailed it, Hillary. Good job.
Thank you.
Don't make sure you got to keep this up to date. This
Oh,
is
yes.
the one
I think
job
that's the
I
only one I
assigned you.
missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good. Number 8. Which of our athletes sports custom crocheted outfits for game days from his or her incredibly talented mother?
I don't remember this one.
Who was a football player?
Mm-hmm. Becca's getting the points so far. She's the closest.
I'm trying to remember which one.
If
I
you
Was it
can,
totally
Cade?
remember.
that's a good guess, but it's not Cade.
I loved the story too. It was so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember.
Yes. Osa. Odigizua.
yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
That
He
was
was
so
great.
cute.
He's a Cowboys
Yeah.
defensive lineman.
Yes.
And like, a lot of
Yep.
athletes now are they want to
Yeah,
make
like
sure they
fancy
got
outfits, but
they've
yes.
got their game day
Yeah.
outfits on, and his mom does these like elaborately
Yeah.
crocheted
That's so cute.
outfits
That's right.
that he sports.
Yeah.
And I don't know that his mom sells them or anything. I think it's
No,
just
I
for
think she
him.
just does it for him,
basically.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like now I'm remembering. I was thinking of like, I don't want to say like amateurish little like thing, but no,
yeah,
they were
these are
like
like-
Yeah.
legit.
Like
Yep.
full on, like
Yep.
Uh-huh.
head to toe.
Yes.
He's wearing a crocheted
That's
outfit, and he
right.
looks great. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, style was a big thing for him too, because I think he was
Yep.
he ran the walkway. It was
Yeah.
one of the things that he did. Walkway, runway.
Yeah.
He walked
Same
the
thing.
runway.
Ran the walkway.
Okay, I gotta move on to number 9 before I
Don't worry,
embarrass
we
myself
won't
further.
bring that up many more times in the future.
Number 9. Which of our athletes has a full golf simulator in their parents' basement? I'll give you a hint. Neither of you were at this episode.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So if you didn't get it, now I know that you're
Who
not
didn't? Yeah,
listening
listen.
to
Yeah,
our
yeah.
episode. My episode.
I was gonna say, that's like not striking a bell at all. I'm trying to think which one I missed.
Do you want to give up?
yeah.
Mercy? Katie Ruge. She's a UNL golfer. She's actually the golfer,
Oh,
Nebraska
makes
golfer
sense.
of the year
Yes.
this
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
Yes.
She just recently, I think she was at another university, recently moved home to UNL, and now
Mhm.
she's back at home, and her parents outfitted a full on golf simulator in the basement, so she
I can
can,
practice
can
very
keep
good.
practicing,
along.
especially
Yeah.
during these cold, wintry,
Mhm.
terribly
Mhm.
dry days that we're in.
Mhm.
So, and she was really fun to talk to, and I got some golf tips. So if you didn't listen to the episode, if nothing else, pop in for some golf tips,
Right.
Janet, next time you go
Yeah,
out.
yeah, because I love
My
the
golf
golf.
game
Mhm.
needs a lot
Mhm.
more than just a few golf tips, but okay.
She
We'll
talked
start
about
there.
one of the most important things is like having kind of like a swing thought and practicing. That's a good way to kind of just like focus on something to gear you up in and improve gradually over time. So
Okay.
that's one tip.
I've
we'll
got a
give.
guy if you need one.
Of course you do, Hilary.
Right.
Kevin.
That's why you're everyone's favorite. Golf and let's move on to question 10. Which of our athletes was unexpectedly in show choir in junior
Ooh.
high?
Was it Lindsay?
Oh, that's a good guess. Not right though.
Show choir.
This is a deep cut of the
Oh,
episode.
hold on.
Yeah, you were
It was
referencing.
surprising.
You got it.
I've never had a great memory, so this is really
Show
no, but
choir.
I remember. I'm
Yeah.
like, huh.
They were here with us in studio. I'll give you that hint.
Yep.
We don't always have athletes in studio. You mentioned Lindsay. I said that wasn't right. Lindsay
Yeah.
Krause is an episode. Actually, it will come out after this one, but
Oh, it hasn't
that's
come out yet.
that's okay.
Not Cade.
Yes,
It was Cade?
Yes, it was. It was Cade Johnson. Yes, he was.
Ah.
He
I
was
don't
really
remember him
fun,
being in
good,
show choir.
very conversational. Had a
Yeah.
lot to say, but
So
like
sweet.
he was pretty run of the middle of the road. Like all his answers, like I'm always looking to kind of see something unexpected.
Mhm.
Like the crochet thing for Osa, to me
Yeah.
that's like,
Mhm.
oh man, that's crazy. But this was one of the things that popped up that stuck in my mind, because show choir, hello.
Just hand.
It was unexpected and it was really fun. But yeah, he was a former Seahawks wide
Mhm.
receiver, went through some injuries. He's
Yeah.
trying to battle his
Yep.
way back into the NFL right now. He just recently signed with the Ultimate Football Leagues, the Birmingham Stallions. So he's playing
Nice.
again. Hopefully that gets him to the next level, because I know his
Yeah.
goal is to get back to the NFL. Yeah, he's a
That's
hometown
great.
kid.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
played here and did very, very well. And
Mhm.
I think he's like connected to like some of the gym industry and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Good buddies with DK.
yeah.
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 I remember all that other stuff, not the show choir thing.
Okay. Some nice things our athlete said. Harrison Phillips, he wrote us a note. He said, appreciate you guys. It was fun. I'm sure I'll be on it again. For a surprising thing, he said, my biggest surprise was how hard I had to think about Tyler's question regarding who would do better playing the other person, Santa or me. He said, I think Santa would be a hell of a football player. And then he lulled. For host, he said, it's hard to say a favorite because Tyler was holding a monopoly on the mic. Kidding. Kind of. I think this point is going to go to Becca. She said, I tipped my hat to Becca. She was very positive and had some good banter.
Nice.
Yes. Becca's getting the
Becca's
points.
gaining.
She's coming in. Osa Digizua wrote us a note too. He said, for a surprising thing, I was surprised and impressed that NFM even had a show.
Mhm.
You don't see too many brands like NFM hosting their own podcast, but I think the show is very innovative and forward thinking. I would love to come back onto the show sometime. I had a lot of fun with the host. And for a favorite host, he said, Hilary was by far my favorite host. He's funny and quick-witted.
And the Cowboys fan.
That's probably what it was. You wore the Cowboys drip, and I think I was wearing
Maybe.
red or something that day.
Wow.
Okay, I had a couple notes from our other athletes too. Katie wrote us a note. Katie Rugi, she said how surprising thing, how easy it is to talk to, how easy it was just to talk on the podcast and how quickly it went. She could have talked for hours about golf and other college questions. And for favorite host, she said, I'll have to go with Tyler.
Okay.
So it's a point for me, and I will take it, even though neither of you were there that day.
It still counts. It counts.
It still counts.
Totally counts.
You were still hosting.
Oh, thank God she didn't
The
say somebody else.
Only way for me to be people's favorites is for you two not to be there. Okay, Kate Johnson also wrote us a note. He said, for a surprising thing, I think what surprised me the most was how well you guys knew each fact about me. It really showed me that you guys cared and that you really did your research before you had me. And for host, all of you are my favorites, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be Becca, because we had some mutuals.
Yeah,
See?
true.
And he said, hope you're all doing well. All right, Becca's is she beating me now at this point?
No.
One behind.
Oh man, she's closing it.
One behind.
I don't want to lose. I'm probably gonna lose. Okay. Question number 11. I'm gonna try to rush through these so that we can kind of keep this episode tight.
Yes.
For question 11 here, we've also had the honor to interview some of our nonprofit partners on the podcast. Such a worthy cause. We've had St. Jude's Research, Children's Research Hospital, and Girls Inc. of Omaha.
Mhm.
Carrie Williams was the person that we talked to from St. Jude's. She's a development specialist, and we also had a patient mom join us on that episode and talk about, again, the incredible work that they do. So my question is, let's see, where did I write the question in here?
In your paragraph.
It is a
That is a
paragraph.
big one.
I see a question mark.
Yes, there is a question mark. Oh, okay. What is the name of the event which is one of 45 campaigns across the country aimed at raising funds and awareness for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital? This was the main event that we had them on to talk about. Do you remember what the name of the event is? Give you a hint. Some of the words of the event are written behind you.
Oh, the I am home.
Okay.
Okay. Home is where the heart.
Okay, that's a good. That's a good guess.
Home for the.
So far,
It's where
Janet is
they-
close.
Getting ready to.
It's a
to launch it
giveaway.
right
A
before
home
we-
giveaway.
Yes,
Yeah.
home giveaway. Okay, Hilary, I think you get the points. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it is. It's the Dream Home
Dream,
giveaway.
yeah.
Dream home
dang it.
giveaway.
Mhm.
Dang it.
Yep.
Wasn't even close.
You
A
said
for
home.
effort.
You got
A
my
for
wheels
effort.
turning.
You listened to.
You're welcome. I got you, girl.
Thanks.
It's a great such a great event.
Mhm.
They sell $100 tickets to win
Yep.
a brand new single family home, among many other prizes. They
Beautiful
get
home.
the house kind of built, and NFM had the chance for a few years now to help them in
Yeah,
our
love
Kansas
that.
City location kind of
Mhm.
outfit the home so that it's basically turnkey, ready
Yeah.
for people to move in.
Like a shopping spree too,
And a shopping
right?
spree, yeah, $10,000 shopping spree. So love St. Jude's. Again, such a worthy cause, helping kids with cancer, their parents, their families, all of that goes into it. And
It's really touching.
yeah, very, very one of the episodes that sticks with me for sure.
Uh-huh.
Another one is Girls Inc. Candy Jones. We had her
She's
in
great.
her enthusiasm, her energy, just like it's remarkable. It's a similar question. One of the many great events that they put on is the Lunch for Girls fundraising luncheon. Their goal is to kind of like bring in money for their efforts to educate and get kids involved in sporting activities and cultural events. And this is a big fundraiser that they do, the Lunch for Girls. They have had, and we talked about this during the podcast, many high-profile speakers included. So I will give you a point for as many high-profile speakers that you can remember.
Well, okay, I don't really know if this counts, but I feel like Maya Angelou was supposed to be there, but she never showed up because she was too drunk from the night before. Right?
I think we talked about that off mic. I don't know that we talked about that. Maybe it wasn't the episode.
Maybe you should edit that part out.
I do remember that now.
Dead now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's fine.
Okay. It's all right. You're good.
Let's give
Yes.
Becca a point for that, though.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Any of the other famous people, these are like high-profile names.
Oh.
Oprah would be a good one. That's not. I mean, I don't know that they had Oprah. I didn't write that one down. Maybe they have.
Why
I will
did
give you a
feel like
point
we
for it
talked about
just
her?
because you're guessing.
Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Tom Cruise.
Yes. Okay.
Did they have Michelle Obama?
Yes,
Yeah.
Hillary. There's a
There
point
you go.
there. Same vein. We had some other political folks.
Babs?
Babs?
Barbara Bush?
Barbara Bush? No, well,
I love-
maybe they had Barbara Bush.
You wanna
I didn't write that
nickname
one
basis with her?
Hillary hangs with Bab. No big deal. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna rush through so that we can keep on time here. We've had Bill and Hillary Clinton. We had Billie Jean King, Stacey Abrams, Nikki Giovanni at these events. That was the one that most recently. She's a poet and author.
Yes,
Really,
yes,
really
yes.
influential person. Candy and Carrie, they wrote us some notes too. So
Aw.
Candy said, "I'm not gonna play by the rules." For a surprising thing, she said the research prior to the show. I always think it's cool when people take special time to invest in who they are. Shows that you are invested in understanding the guests and their passion, and you knew things that I wasn't necessarily prepared to speak about, but it made the interview that much more authentic and relatable. And for host, she said each host brought something unique and special to the table. So she said Tyler's energy, Hillary's thoughtfulness, and Becca's charm. I'll say that I was just lucky enough to be in such great company, but I feel that Becca had a really cute pair of shoes on, so I'm going to go with her.
Oh,
Point for Becca.
Tyler because of the shoe.
Okay, Carrie said, congrats on 200. For a surprise thing, she was shocked that you had a full studio for the podcast. It's cool to see that you had the setup, the neon sign, the whole bit. I never watched an episode before, so it was a surprise to her. For host, she said, well, I get 2 bonus points because I emailed her and I'm improving marketing pieces for St. Jude's.
Okay, fair. Fair.
But I think we have to play by the rules and just give myself 1 point.
Okay.
Oh, dang it.
So we're keeping
Wow.
it interesting here.
Mhm,
All right. What are the
mhm.
scores?
Okay. Well, for the podcast questions, Janet with 8.
Doing great. She's winning or
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, out
Yep.
front. Hillary, you got 7.
I had 7. Becca had 5.
Okay. All right. We've got 2 more questions. So we have a chance here.
Okay.
We have a chance for top hosts. Who is in the lead? Is it all of us?
Yes. 3-way tie. With
Oh my gosh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Three-way tie. I can't believe it
Yep.
because it seemed very overwhelmingly Hillary. Um, well, let's see with these last few if we can make up some ground. I got 2 more questions. Number 13. Unfortunately, there are a few times in these last 100 episodes where the whole team couldn't be together. There's a handful of times where like just 2 of us could do it. And I think I missed our first Black Friday live because I had the bid.
Mhm.
And there are episodes where only one of us could host at all. So out of the last 100 episodes, how many were solo affairs?
I think just 2.
That's what I was going to say too.
2? Still
I'll go
guess?
3.
Ding, ding, ding! Janet! There were 3 episodes. Episode 179 was Katie Ruge.
Mhm.
Episode 177 was Chris Sapphire, and I was solo on that one. And
Okay.
then episode 168, Hillary, you man that one that
Yep.
was talking to Penny Udy about performance fabrics. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, Janet,
Mm.
you're really good at this.
Yes.
I don't know if you- yeah. We had a couple of nice notes from those folks. Chris Sapphire said, congratulations on 200 amazing episodes. What a fantastic milestone. Cheers to hundreds and thousands of more episodes to come. And I think he is overestimating us just a
Ambitious.
bit.
Yeah.
But for surprising thing, he said, what surprised me most about being on the show were the amazing questions. They were so spot on. I thought Oprah gave birth to the host. Oprah. Oh my gosh.
2 Oprah shout outs.
I know.
Funny.
For host, he said Tyler Weisskopf was my favorite.
Oh.
And it
Vote for
also I was
Tyler.
the only one. So
Well, you know.
it's the only one. He also said he had so much fun chatting with me that he wanted to be like the scary girl in the ring and to like jump through the screen and join me in the studio.
Oh, wow. That's a
Many
compliment.
blessings to the I Am Home podcast. Keep up the great work and 2025 and beyond. Bless you big time.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's
that's really
sweet.
nice. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Penny Udy wrote us a note. Did I say her name right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed
Okay.
it.
I've listened to the episode. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure. She said, congratulations. Surprising thing that I was invited to begin with.
Oh, she's so sweet.
So sweet.
Yeah.
No, seriously, she said, I was most surprised by how professional it was. The entire experience from start to finish. And more than that, how laid back it was made it much easier being a conversational format. And for host, she said, totally Hilary. She said, you were uber prepared and just lovely to speak with. The time went by very fast.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
She was a doll.
Yeah, she's so
definitely.
Her
definitely.
accent.
Oh my gosh, right? It's
Yeah.
just everything.
Uh-huh.
We get to pick fabrics out with her at market.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so question number 14. We're going to move along. Second to last question is about a recent episode with April Williams. She's a Berkshire Hathaway real estate agent. And last year, she was affected by the tornadoes in
Mhm.
Nebraska. She lost her home, but she's back in it
Yep.
now,
Mhm.
which is great.
Mhm.
We talked about off-season real estate prep. And we also talked about recovering from a natural disaster. So my question is, what was her number one tip for making sure that you're covered and that you can rebuild after a natural disaster?
Make sure you're not
Yeah.
underinsured.
Yeah, your homeowner's
Yeah.
insurance.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Give yourself points.
Okay.
All right. Yes, check your insurance, especially if you haven't updated your policy in a few years. A lot of
Mhm.
us, like, we
Makes
take it out
sense.
one time, we
Yeah.
don't think about it, and then, like, our
And then
house
Value, the price of
Mhm.
their
value
value
goes
everything's
up, and
gone
you
up. Yeah.
can be in a home, you can lose that home and not be able to, like,
Yeah.
You're
replace
insured
it
for the
'cause-
value when you bought it,
Mhm.
not its current
That's
value.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, luckily she had just purchased her home,
Yeah.
and so she had enough
She was
insurance, but
good.
there's a lot of people who didn't. So
Yeah.
that was a really great tip. And April wrote us a nice note. She said, since this was her first podcast ever, she was surprised at how natural and easygoing all of it was. And it was so much fun to have open discussions on the topic. She was just surprised at that. For favorite host, she said it's going to be tough, but she's going to go with Hilary,
Oh.
Uh-huh.
since she used some of her own personal real estate stories to help explain her own experiences with real estate and the market. So good job, Hilary. And we had a note here from Mara Van Kooten as well that I wanted to
Oh.
read. She said, congratulations to the legends of the I'm Home podcast. The knowledge, laughs, and inspiration you all bring to everyone's home is unmatched. First surprising thing, Mara said, I truly felt like I was home. It sounds cheesy, but it was fun and fulfilling. And I thought that was really sweet. So
Sweet.
thanks,
Very
Mara.
Yeah.
For favorite host, she said, Hilary.
Just Hilary.
She just wrote
Hilary.
it. She just wrote it out in black and white.
She
No
mic dropped it,
explanation?
walked
I
away.
mean, work with her almost every day, but she says Hilary. All right, that's fine. Ah,
Hey, it's because I really took her charcuterie tips
Right?
to heart.
that must be it.
Yeah.
Connect with people, and
And with your meat and cheese.
I'm just a cold person here, wearing my blue shirt with an abstract pattern and
No bananas.
no bananas. That's the
bananas.
problem. Okay, last question.
Okay.
We also had the pleasure in December talking to some of NFM's influencer partners about gift guides. Harrison Phillips, we talked about. Megan Wilson had a really fun one. And one of the ones that I really enjoyed was Ashley and Jonathan. They're lifestyle content creators from Fort Worth, Texas. They're recently engaged. Very fun. They talked about holiday traditions. Okay, so my question is, one of Jonathan's family traditions is playing games for gift cards. What popular dance technique was the foundation for one year's Games for Gift Cards competition? And when Jonathan said this, Ashley made a face like, oh my God, we are in public right now. What is wrong with you?
Twerking.
Ding, ding, ding. Janet.
Oh my God, really? So good.
Was I not here for this one?
I
You weren't
remember.
on
Okay, I'm like,
Okay.
I feel like I would remember that.
I remember the games for gift cards. I blacked out the twerking
Never
part.
block out.
A lot of
Twerking.
us did. A lot of us
Fair
did.
enough.
We
Lesson
tried
learned.
to. It just for
Okay.
Ashley's benefit.
Oh my gosh.
They wrote us a nice note, though. It was a pleasure being guests on the I'm Home podcast. For a surprising thing, they said how quickly the conversation flowed. It was their first ever podcast. We had a lot of first evers this last 100 episodes. Tyler and Hilary are not only knowledgeable, but also genuinely passionate about NFM, which makes it easy to dive in and have some real fun conversations and a lot of laughs. For favorite host, they said Tyler and Hilary equally. So they said they really hope to meet Becca again soon. So not again, but like they
Okay,
just
I'm like,
wanted to
what?
meet you.
Again,
They wanted
okay.
to meet you.
Yeah, we had your
coming back.
cardboard cut out
They'll
here.
say that. we'll have to like CGI you in. Okay, I had a couple other notes from people. Just one last one. So Chad Ward said, appreciate you guys and look forward to more fun together in 2025. Chad Ward, of course,
Love Chad.
close friend of Janet, close friend of ours, I feel like now.
Yeah,
from
totally.
Traeger Grills.
100%.
He's a pit master guy. He's just like won all sorts of competitions. For surprising thing, he said just how comfortable it was from the start. I've had the pleasure of being on several podcasts. He hosts one himself, but just like the level of comfort that we had from beginning to end, he thoroughly enjoyed, and he's happy to come on the podcast anytime. So we're gonna have to take him up on that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. For host, he said, I'm going to vote for my very special friend, host, guest person, Janet.
Yay.
And
Right in for
he said
Janet.
mostly it's because you're besties with Mr. Osmond.
True. It's a curse.
And then he said, if pressed, he said, if that doesn't count, he said he would vote for me, and he called me old boy.
Oh, that's like endearing. I love that. That's so sweet.
Oh boy, Tyler.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay.
We're going with the write-in.
Well,
so.
we went a little long, but I would love to wrap up if you guys have any final notes, things that you want to reflect back on, any triggers based on what we just talked about these last. We only talked about a few episodes, honestly. Like we weren't able to cover the whole 100 episodes that we just have recorded over the last 2 years. But anything six out.
Yes. You may have not won the popular vote, Tyler, but the recurring theme is from the guests is like how much research is done and how many times they are asked questions they've never been asked before. And many of these people have been on a number of podcasts and how comfortable it is. And it's because all of the work you and Anne put into it to make it go so smooth for Becca and I to just show up and be able to like chime in. So you may not have won the popular vote, but
that was nice.
I second that.
you do
that's
so
true.
much
You
work to make
do a
it
great
so
job,
much
for
simpler
sure.
for us.
Thank you. Yes, it's a team effort, though. I will just everyone gets credit. I appreciate the love there, but everyone gets credit. We all work really hard, and I do want to reflect that back to of course to our co-hosts here, to our producers, Scott on the technical side, Anne who helps she's doing like everything now, building scripts, scheduling. She's like a manifest. She's got artwork,
Throwing us
bringing
parties,
throwing
I
us
love
party.
the
We got cake
party.
and all this kind of stuff.
remembering birthdays.
Yeah. Also our social media content team, our editors and copywriters on Team RCG who help us. And of course, our big boss, Amy Myers. She's still cheering us on. This was her original idea. And I have to give her credit. So should we all close by singing happy birthday to the podcast? Also, Becca, your birthday recently.
Yes.
And I think, Scott, it's your birthday this week, right?
Aw,
It is.
Yeah,
happy
let's sing happy
birthday. Oh my gosh,
birthday.
are we
Aquarius
singing?
in the
Yes.
house.
Should we
Wait,
get the
no,
the
Scott,
note?
you're not an Aquarius, are you? Yeah, I like mine's like a
Oh.
cusp birthday.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
cusp
are we
on the
both?
other.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Okay.
Happy
birthday
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Becca, Scott, and the podcast. Happy birthday to you.
is that your
Wow.
Beefman?
That was
voice?
harmony.
Is it good?
It's beautiful.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks again to Becca, Hilary, our producers. And of course, I want to thank our listeners, like the very last people I think to thank who tune in every single week for us. We're weekly podcasts. I appreciate you for being here and supporting us. Bye for now, but we'll talk again soon. And we'll see you next week for episode 201.
Nice.
Remember, as always, home is what you make it.
Thanks for joining us today for I Am Home with Tyler Weisskopf, Hilary Waltemath, and Becca Sudbeck. No one knows home quite like NFM. So if you'd like more information on home design at NFM, please check out nfm.com and leave us a review on the podcast platform of your choice.